Everybody, welcome to the MenoLounge. Did you have a great holiday Thanksgiving with your best friends, best family, best food? I know I had all of that and a little too much extra best food. Does anybody else have pumpkin pie? Calling to them, saying your name, Julie, Julie. Hey, Coach Angela. Over Thanksgiving, I don't know that dang pumpkin pie. I'll do anything to have pumpkin pie. So anyway, here we are back on the MenoLounge, and I'm excited to bring our guest up. We're talking about why clean beauty matters during midlife, especially. So let me see if I can find, let's see, Robin Doyle, where are you? With Beautyology. Here, if not, I'm gonna have to bring Coach Angela. No, because she's gonna chastise me. No pumpkin pie. Did you have pumpkin pie, Robin? Are you a pumpkin pie girl?
I hate pumpkin pie.
What kind of pie do you like?
Can I tell
Otherwise,
you I hate
I'm gonna have to
pumpkin
hang
pie?
up.
I'm sorry. Hi. I like apple pie. I'm an apple pie, and I'm chocolate. I'm all about, like, if I'm gonna have dessert, it's gotta have some chocolate hiding in it somewhere. I don't know, but
Fair.
yeah, there was a whole thing with pumpkin pie this past Thanksgiving with my family. It was making me insane. I was like, I hate it. I don't even eat it. So why are we fighting over Marie Callender's or Gelson's? Like, what do you want to do? So,
I love it.
yeah,
You know, Thanksgiving brings out the best in all of us.
it's the
And
best.
so,
The best.
the very best. Which is why, at least if our beauty is clean, then if our food isn't clean, like we got something covered. What do you think?
You can't do everything. You can't do it all. You
You
got to pick
can't
and
do it
choose.
all.
But
Well, that's my best segue into introducing our wonderful guest today, Robin Doyle of Beautyology and Woo
oh my
Oil.
God, look at that. Fabulous.
I'm so excited to talk about it. I love it. I'm
Oh,
such an
yay.
oil girl. Look at that.
Oh my God, look at you. I
This
love
is
it.
the of course I don't have my readers on. Blue tansy apricot oil. Is that right?
Yeah, that's it. That's
Oh
all
my
that's in there.
gosh. I love
And that
oils.
is the only oil that has more than one ingredient. Everything else is just the oil so far that I launched. So I'm so glad you're enjoying it. And that
I
smell
love
is
it.
really good. It's very
It's
relaxing.
so
I know. You
relaxing.
just
I
so
love
good. I'm glad,
this.
glad you've been enjoying it. How have you been? I haven't seen
Well,
you for a couple of months.
I know we've been all over the place. And so I've known Robin for, I'm going on a couple of years now, I would say. But we
Yeah.
met through Care Beauty,
Yeah.
another beautiful beauty brand, and saw you in New York at the Marvelous Mrs. Menopause. And you had just launched Woo, which is World of Oils, by the way. But I love Woo because that's like, who doesn't want to say that?
Woohoo.
Woohoo. And so I wanted to have you come on and talk about, you've been in the clean beauty space for a long time. And I'm just, true confession, since we're talking about pumpkin pie and like all the things that we didn't need to eat or don't like, I was never super concerned about clean, other than I didn't want cruelty free. That was like the thing I always looked for, cruelty free. But clean, not that much. And so enter midlife, everything's got to be perfect, clean, no toxic, all the
Yeah.
things. And so you've been in this space a long time with Beautyology, right? And then you just launched. So can you tell us, first of all, why clean is important, and then why you got into the space, or reverse if that's better?
Oh no, totally. Well, awesome. Thank you so much for having me here. First of all, this was like so exciting because, I wear a lot of hats that's how we met. I do a lot of PR for other brands, but then I also do my own thing. So it's always nice when tables are flipped and I'm not booking a client on a podcast. I'm doing the
Right.
podcast. So, but I'll tell you why clean beauty, is important for anybody, despite what age you are, whether you are 11 or 12 years old, just hitting puberty, or you're in your 50s going through menopause. And when I say clean beauty, obviously, there's been a lot of talk about what is clean beauty. There really isn't a specific definition of it, but what it is, and we can all probably testify to the fact that clean beauty is products that don't contain a lot of toxic ingredients. Toxic ingredients, when I say toxic ingredients, I'm talking about things like parabens, sulfates, synthetic fragrances, um, things that are not necessarily good for you in the sense that they can, you know, harm your, going into your bloodstream. Just like when you eat something, you want to make sure that whatever you're putting in your body is going to be the best it possibly can. When you're putting products on your skin, there is an absorption rate, and it does go into your bloodstream. It can go into your bloodstream, and it can affect you. And so when we're talking about clean beauty, in terms of when you're dealing with menopause, you're in a point in your life when your hormones are fluctuating a lot, right? They're going up, they're going down, and you're actually in a more susceptible state of being affected by some of these toxic ingredients. So let's say, parabens or sulfates.
What exactly are parabens?
They are like fillers. They're a lot of preservatives that you can sometimes find in lotions, shampoos, makeup. Um,
Yeah.
Things like phthalates are synthetic fragrances, things that aren't natural. A lot of times you can find them in nail polish and hairspray. Formaldehyde is a preservative.
We don't want
That
that
is also
because
something you don't
that's
want
for
that. And
later. That's
sometimes
for later, not
it's
now.
hidden. If you're going to use formaldehyde, I don't want to be around to know about it. That's
Right.
basically what
You
you
won't
want
be
to know
around
about
to know about it.
formaldehyde.
Right. But the thing that we forget is that our skin is our largest organ.
Totally.
So,
Yeah.
so
So
we can be
it's the
so
largest
conscious
organ. So
about,
you want to take care of it, and you want to you know, baby it and use good things
yeah,
on it, not bad things. Because even
yeah.
though it's on the outside, you are susceptible to absorbing some of these things that are in a lot of beauty products out there. I have to say, though, that the industry has really done a good job over the last at least decade cleaning up its act. And there's a lot of education and a lot of stuff out there that women now, they know what clean, if you haven't heard the term clean beauty, then I don't,
Right.
I don't know where you're living, but there's one thing about knowing what it is, but then, hearing it, and then another thing about knowing
Well,
what it
and
is and then applying it in your
validating
life.
it also, right? Because it can be used as a way to, shine a light on a product, but it may not, what is clean, right? We can get sticky about our definitions, kind of like in the food space, what's natural, that can get really tricky. So you have to really read the label.
You really need to read the labels. However, just because you read a label doesn't mean you're going to
Right.
understand the label.
And understand what the heck it is. Like Angela said when we were talking about parabens, aren't those endocrine disruptors? So
Yes, so a lot of these toxic ingredients that we're talking about are considered endocrine disruptors, meaning that they are toxic chemicals that can go into your bloodstream and either mimic your hormones or alter the makeup of inside your, what you're dealing with. And then it has been linked to actually causing, issues like breast cancer, genetic issues, reproductive issues. And, not to say that this is the, that you have to stop using everything, right? But it is true. I mean, there has been studies that definitely correlate these ingredients to causing damage in women across the country, and we are susceptible to that. And in order to to empower ourselves and to protect ourselves, you need to educate yourself. And there's a lot of tools out there that you can use online. I can tell you about those, but you need to do your homework. And reading the ingredients, you need to know what those ingredients are too.
yeah,
So
understand the definition of
yeah.
what the terms are and what those actual ingredients are, like Angela asking about parabens, you know, and me saying, what are they? You know, you hear the term, but do we know what that actually is? And I'm just thinking about, you know, our teenage selves, like you said, or my 26-year-old daughter, you know, and buying every beauty product on the planet, but how not very clean, probably a lot of it. And I know I didn't buy anything clean. I just wanted whatever was the cool new thing in the cute packaging that
Oh,
was
for
cheap.
sure. I
You know?
mean, it hasn't even been in the last, like I said, decade or so that like we're really paying attention. But yeah, I was in my 20s, I was a beauty editor for a magazine, and I wrote for a lot of other publications for several years, actually. And I got, you know, it was like Christmas every day. I got all kinds of fun stuff, and I played with all of it. You
Yeah.
know, this wasn't even a thought that back then in the, you know,
When you're
many
in
years
your
ago
20s,
when,
right?
yeah, just, I was like, ooh, it's glittery. Ooh, it's, you know, it's
Right.
this, that, and the other, whatever. You know, it wasn't even a consideration
Yeah.
that we would even think that this would do anything, right?
But it's
But
like food. The sooner the better, right? The sooner you can clean up
for
your situation, the
sure.
better.
Absolutely. Like even like foods like these days, like my husband will go and eat like a half a bag of Doritos, and I'm like, you know that causes cancer in rats. Like, what are you doing?
Like,
He's like, oh, they taste
honey,
good.
there's so many better for you versions of that, you know. Let's go find one, you know. And I've done the same thing with my husband about food because he just likes snack, snack, snack. And I'm like, okay, how do we up level your Slim Jim
Yeah,
to a chomp, you know?
totally.
But same
Yeah,
thing with
it's
beauty,
true. It
same
is
thing.
the same thing with beauty. It really is. Less is
Mhm.
more. And, you know, that was really my approach with creating Woo. But yeah,
Tell
even
us
with,
about it.
yeah.
It's so, plus it's just so fun. And okay,
So
but I'm
yeah,
glad you didn't get rid of the fun, cute aspect of it. It's like,
no, it's
it's
supposed to
awesome.
be fun. It's supposed, I mean, because beauty's fun. I mean,
So
we're
fun.
all, you know, who
Little
doesn't want to
bits
have
and things.
fun? It's not, you know, it shouldn't be so serious and crazy, right? It should just be like, you know, this is all self-care. It's supposed to make you feel good and look, you know, obviously you want to look good and
Yeah.
everything, but like that's why I created these fun, you know, whimsical looking retro cans. I have them on my side too.
You
Look
do?
at
Oh,
me.
look.
Yeah.
Oh, cute. What? So I have the, what did I say? This is blue
So you have
tansy
the blue
in
tansy.
apricot. What
So
do you have?
yeah. I did 4 right now. So when I'm talking about these, I want everybody to know that they're really just oil, right? So, and I'll tell you about
Yeah.
why everything
Tell
is
them.
in a minute,
Tell them.
but the rose hip oil, right? This is pure organic cold pressed fair trade rose hip oil from Chile. I have argan. I'm no, sorry, I don't even know. Apricot. I have apricot oil, which is just plain 100%, again, cold pressed fair trade or apricot oil from India. And then also, this is also apricot oil, but we added the blue tansy essential oil to give it that beautiful scent. And it also has other properties for your skin, which I can tell you about. And then argan oil, which is pure 100% fair trade argan oil from Morocco. And the reason that I created this line, the purpose of it really is it is a multi-purpose product. Oil itself has a million, you know, there's a million applications that you can use with oil. You can, first of all, you can use it to cleanse your face. You can, you know, to take the makeup off of your face before you decide, to, you know, to use another cleanser. You can use it to hydrate your hair. You can use it for scalp care. You can use it to hydrate your skin. You can use it as in replace of a body lotion. They're amazing for your nails and your cuticles. If you have hyperpigmentation, the issues that you want to deal with, rosehip is full of vitamin A, which is a natural retinol, which is great for that reason. Argan is very, very hydrating for your hair. It goes deeper into the hair shaft. So that's why you see so many hair products that contain argan oil. Apricot oil is a beautiful multi-purpose oil. It's a light oil. It's non-greasy, and it just seeps in, and it just offers you a beautiful glow. I use it every day from head to toe. I don't use any moisturizers
Yeah.
anymore.
I
And
really
so,
turned to
yeah,
oils too, Robin. I'm not, as a midlife skin. it appreciates oils a lot better. They just soak in better. They feel so luxurious because our skin, everything is dry, everything.
Totally.
But
Yeah.
especially, and then, you know, it's just like, okay, I have a little left on my hands, so I'm just going to do a little on my hair. You know, that's what I love about oil. It's so versatile, and you can take one thing, especially traveling. One
Mm-hmm.
thing, one thing. I'm all about a one thing kind of girl.
Yes. So I am too. So yeah, so these are also, that's why the way I packaged them, they are they're 3.4 ounces, so you can take them on an airplane, you can throw them in your purse, and
Smart.
yeah, if you're
Get them through
traveling, it's
TSA,
like
because
it's
nothing
multi-purpose.
worse than taking
Yeah.
your favorite thing and you have to throw it out in TSA. From a
I
crush.
just heard I read something. I didn't know this. Did you know that, like, because you know you can't bring like drinks on the plane, or you know, if you freeze it, you can take it if it's frozen. Did you know this?
So you can take ice and really whack somebody
You
over
if
the
you
head
had
with that.
your favorite, I don't know, your you know, your cup or whatever, your bottle that you love,
Yeah.
you could freeze it, and as
Wow.
long as it was frozen, they'll let you go through with it.
No,
I was like, I
no
know
way.
it's totally
Just no,
true. I read it.
no.
So yeah,
That's
I
a
think it
hard
was,
pass on that one. Kind
no,
of
I
like
don't know. I
pumpkin pie
just
for
thought that
you.
was funny. I was like, that's super
Pass.
random.
Okay, but you
So
can't freeze your
yeah,
oil though, because oil doesn't
it
freeze.
does.
So
Doesn't freeze, you would want it to freeze, but the size is fine. You can definitely take it on the plane. But yes, so back to like, as we get older and we're starting to go through this process of menopause, yes, everything kind of dries out like a prune. And so I feel like it's like oil is so hydrating. It really is. And I know there's lots of myths out there for people that maybe aren't that familiar with using oils in their daily regime. A lot of people associate using oil, especially on your face. Uh, they think that it will clog pores and cause breakouts and acne. That's actually not true. How if you are using most oils, the oils that I have used right now, they're non-comedogenics, meaning that they won't clog your pores. If you were to go for something like a coconut oil, I would say you want to use that other places, maybe not your face, but these oils are meant for your skin. And actually, when you put oil on your skin, it actually balances out the sebum levels. So if you are dealing with hormonal acne, which I know is a big thing that a lot of women are dealing with in, you know,
menopause, right?
I have to say personally, for many years, and I've had a lot of chin breakouts, hormonal. I know it's always hormonal because it's my chin. And I have, you know, I have the ability to get a lot of products because of what I do in my business, and so I'm constantly trying different things. And I was always having a breakout. If you go through my pictures on my phone and you see, oh, there was that trip, oh, there was that trip, there's always a zit on my chin. I'm like, oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Like, it's ridiculous.
It's
Like,
like
I
the
mean, I
beauty
feel like
mark.
I should do like a thing. Like, there's Robin in Ireland with her zit. Oh, there she is in Copenhagen. That was a big one. Like it's ridiculous. But I have to say that since I kind of cut everything out for the most part, and I'm literally just using oils, I don't have these breakouts anymore. And I'm a picker too, so I'm looking for it, you know, like
You're such a skin person, you.
um, I, I have all the mirrors. I have the mirrors with like the magnifying, and my husband just was like, "Oh, I just broke that one." Literally, this happened 2 days ago, and I'm like, "You broke it? That was my favorite. That was like a million magnifying." And so I'm like,
Funny.
probably for the best, but
Those are things that
yeah.
skin people say. I really wasn't. I'm such a low maintenance kind of person, you know. Like if I get tired of my hair, I'll just cut it, you know, that kind of thing. I'm just very low maintenance. So I
Yeah.
didn't really come into my own on beauty products and
Mm-hmm.
all of these kinds of things until much later life. But I love how you're describing about, you know, how you have your mirror and like all the things. Oh, I should have plucked my eyebrows. Oh, well, I can't see that well, so they look
You know
fine enough
what?
to me.
It's the weirdest thing because too, but I have to see. I can't even see if I'm looking at you. I don't really see you, but I can pretend like I'm seeing you. But like, yeah,
And your
when I
eyebrows are
travel,
perfect. Yeah.
if I don't have a magnifying mirror with me, and then I come home and then I go back to my magnifying mirror and I'm like, oh, my eyebrows. I'm like, dude, I didn't plug my eyebrows for like what, you know, a week or whatever it is, and I'm like, no one said anything to me, you know, because I just pluck underneath or whatever. I don't know. That's my thing. And
Only,
yeah, you
only
can't see it when you don't have your
daughters.
mirror. So, you know, everything was fine and dandy, you know, but
I
scary
love
to think
that.
about it.
That's
But
why simplifying our beauty routine is important, because we have other things to do. So keep it simple, beautiful oils, clean products. Let's talk, I love on your website. So Beautyology, let's talk about that first, because in addition, well, before the Woo oils, the world of oils,
mhm,
you have had Beautyology, and they're all
mhm,
clean, fair trade products. What,
mhm.
tell us more. What is fair trade? Why does that matter?
Okay, so yeah, so fair trade is when there's a couple different, there's a different way, different tiers, I guess you could talk about with fair trade, but basically it deals with where your ingredients are coming from. And a lot of these ingredients that we use in our beauty products, for instance, the ones that I'm talking about right now with Woo, the oils, they're sourced from different countries. And so when we, a lot of people don't even, when they don't even think about clean, they don't even think about like where these ingredients are actually coming from. And a lot of these ingredients, like they come from all over places around the world. And there's people around the world that are sourcing these ingredients, farmers, producers, and they're doing really hard work, laborious work, and you know, they're ending up in these you know, containers that we buy when we go to Sephora or Target or whatever, and we don't even know where they're coming from or how they got there. Fair trade is a business system that makes sure that these people are being treated fairly, that they're getting fair wages, that in the systems in place, there's no child labor involved. They give back to the community. There's a lot of elements involved. And to be honest, it's really like common sense. It's what you would think you would think that you would hope that the way most businesses would run. That doesn't necessarily mean they do. So when we talk about fair trade, we're talking about products that source ingredients from around the world that make sure that these people are treated fairly. So my platform that I created a few years ago, beautyology.com, is basically a curated collection of beauty brands from around the world that really make it a purpose or really focus on that social impact of their business. So really using the beauty industry as a vehicle for social good to elevate not only the products that we're using, but also making sure that you know, the people involved behind the scenes that we don't even think about are being treated fairly as well, and they're getting fair wages. So for instance, you know, when I'm talking about these oils, I had to make sure, for me, I wanted to make sure that they were all fair trade, that they were traceable, that you could literally trace back to exactly where this oil came from, who you know, who actually was responsible for making the oil, and did these people get treated fairly? Were they, you know, it's not slave labor, like were these women, they make fair wages, they treated properly, are they getting what they deserve? Because a lot of these countries are developing countries that are third world nations that you know, these women are you know, they're in poorer areas, and they can often be taken advantage of. So you know, part of Beautyology is about, you know, not just uplifting and empowering the women who shop my website, but also empowering the women behind the scenes that we don't even think about or know about that are sourcing these ingredients. So
I love
the
that.
apricot oils are, you know, again, from India. Again, it's a cooperative in a area in the southwestern part of India. We make sure that the women are taken care of, that they're paid fair wages. They're, you know, and so when we get these oils, not only are they healthy and beautiful and wonderful for our skin, but we can feel good about the fact that it's like my money that I spent on this product is actually going to a good cause. So that's what fair trade is, and that was kind of like my impetus for creating Beautyology, because you know, even though there's, you know, clean beauty is a big thing, and there's a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of brands. There's a lot of sites out there. You don't know where to buy. You don't know where to spend your money first. There's so much going out there. But I really wanted to create something that went beyond that, was like focusing on the people behind the scenes. So that's what Beautyology is. And then that's again what, that was also my reason for creating Woo.
Yeah. And what was it about Woo? You already had Beautyology. It was such a beautiful mission. And so why did you decide, okay, I'm going to do my own collection?
Because I'm insane, to be honest. But
Oh,
other
welcome to
than that,
midlife, right?
yeah, I can't
I
stop,
know.
right? And
We
I'm like,
can't help ourselves.
well, why did I create it? Because there was a lot of brands on my site, but they're not my brands, and they are, you know, I guess over the last few years, I really was understanding my customer and seeing a trend in what people are purchasing and what they're looking for on my site. And also, I know the beauty industry. I've been working in it since, I don't know, almost 30 years. Writing, editing, doing public relations, working with other brands, creating this site. And so, oil is just, it's such a wonderful ingredient, and it's nothing new. It's been around for thousands of years. Cleopatra, they talk about her using oil. It's nothing new. It's not, but it's also, there's a reason why, because there's so many amazing things about it, and it's natural, and it just comes from nature, and um, it's unhindered, and you don't need to fill it with parabens and fillers and all the other crap that are in all of these other products that are being marketed to us. When you've got pure oil, you don't really need a whole lot else. And so I decided to create it because I wanted to have something that was my own. To be honest, it was like, I'm working with all these other brands. I wanted to create something that was my own, that I could really get out there and promote. And also, it'll give me a platform to talk about Beautyology as well.
Yeah,
So,
I love that. I love the empowerment aspect of it. I mean, it's like a 360-degree um, situation, because not only are you sharing a beautiful product with the world that you care about and sourced beautifully, and supporting women in other countries who are making the product for you. You're creating your own economic empowerment after offering other people's stuff. I used to coach women entrepreneurs. I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. You need to have your own thing too.
hey, there you go. Why are you asking me this question? You know the answer.
I just wanted to pull it out of you because, I'm sure there are women who are going to be watching this, the replay, who got, it's like when I was with Dr. Vonda, at her event in Florida, and I shared, we still have dreams in our hearts. We still have those whispers, and we get to midlife, and sometimes we forget to listen to them, or we're just going, doing, that we're not quiet enough to actually listen to the dreams that we still have. And it's never too late. And we should always know how to make our own money and have our own source of income. So that was my whole TEDx talk, is about why women entrepreneurs should raise girl entrepreneurs. Angela
I
sent
love
me.
it. Yes, it is true.
So
It's
it's
so
so
important.
important, but with good things, right? Good products and services that are adding to the world. And we get to midlife, and you want just the good stuff. Like, we've had enough crap stuff all along, right? We only deserve the good stuff. So
No, absolutely. And I agree with everything you said, and it's true. And I'm also at a point in my life where my kids have left my home. They're in college, right? So you can obviously relate. So this is like, I feel like, oh, like I've always worked. I've always, I've juggled many things, but like you said, I love creating, and I love being able to, focus on something that I'm super passionate about and that I enjoy and I love. And so I feel like this is my time, or, here it is that I'm,
it's your time.
also I need to stay busy because I want to sit around moping all the time because they're not home.
Did
So.
you miss your kids? I don't know. I was really glad my kids were up and out. I felt like that was my job. But I love
Yeah.
it when they come home for Thanksgiving. Like, oh, it's
Yeah.
just like holidays and Christmas, and doesn't
Mhm.
get any better than that.
I
Angela said
know.
it's your new
Yeah,
child.
they just both came home for Thanksgiving. So it was like the first holiday where we both, my husband and I, and I just said it the last night. I'm like, congratulations, you just survived your first Thanksgiving where both kids flew back and then went back and they're,
Yeah, it's a
so
big
I'm like, we
deal.
need to celebrate those little
Right.
things.
Reintroduce yourselves to each other, right? I mean, that's the good thing. So
Yeah.
that's a whole nother MenoLounge we can talk about later on. But Robin, do you have any tips for women about beauty and clean beauty and being healthy in their beauty journey in midlife? I know you've been in this
Yeah,
space for
yeah.
so long.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I really think for people that have, because I mean, I talked to a lot of women, they're very low maintenance, like you said yourself, like, oh, I don't, maybe I wash my face at night, or maybe I don't, or,
I do
I don't really.
now because I
Oh,
have to,
so you
right?
kind of
Once I turned
better. I don't
50,
want to
I'm
know.
like, not an option anymore, but before that it was terrible.
Yeah, you
Now I'm
gotta
kind
wash
of
your face. I
I
mean, you got. I don't know where this, I think maybe for me, it was like my mom was always took really good care of her skin. And so, like, I just watched her and was like always going with her to the Clinique counters and getting the free monthly, whatever. I don't know, the little yellow
I
container that was like that.
remember that.
Remember
My
that
mom's
stuff?
Clinique
They
person
still
too.
did.
Yes.
Stinks. But at the time, I was like, oh.
But at the time it was the bomb diggity thing to have.
Totally,
So
yeah. So I think that like for me, I just grew up watching my mom take care of herself in that respect. And she's in her mid to late 70s and her skin is phenomenal. I have to say, like it's just she does so I was like, there's something going on there. And I think that's just kind of where it all kind of came from. And then I got thrown into the beauty industry, like just by being an editor. And so I've learned along the way. But I think for women who, whether you are like, super high maintenance and you love 12, 13 steps every day with all your, products, or you're not, you just don't want to, you don't want to fuss. Um, it's really all about educating yourself about ingredients. And one of the things I like to tell, people if they don't even know where to start is there's these apps on your phone that you can download for free, and there's a couple of them. One's called Think Dirty, and then there's another one called Inky, and you just download them, and then you can literally like scan if you're at Target or wherever. You can scan or put in like the products if you're curious and you're like, I don't know if this is a good one or not. You can put it in there and it'll literally like come up and it'll show you. It'll give you like code. It'll give you numbers and it'll tell you like what's good about it or what's not good about it. It'll tell you this is a great product or this is like toxic. This has to put it back on the shelf and walk away.
wow, that's cool. Think Dirty and Inky, INKY. Is that right?
INCI.
INCI. Okay.
Yeah, there's also online, there's a website called Environmental Working Group, and that is a great resource. There's a lot of products that are vetted on that site that you can learn all about. You can put in ingredient words, like you could, if you were like, oh, what is this ingredient? I can't even basically pronounce it. You can put it in there and it'll tell you exactly what it is, and it'll give you like a number. It'll say either it's a 1, 2, 3. The higher the number, the scarier it is. And they have a huge database called Skin Deep. So you can go on that website and that database, and you can do a lot of research on that as well if you're just curious about an ingredient or a product and you're not sure. So that would be the first step, I would say, like if you really wanted to kind of clean up your act. And if you wanted to just start slow and you weren't sure where to go first, I always kind of recommend like start with your deodorant. Make sure that you're using a clean deodorant, and there's so many out there now. But when I say clean deodorant, I mean like aluminum. Don't use aluminum in your
Yeah.
deodorant.
Do you really, are you in alignment with that? Like aluminum is a no.
I I am in alignment, but no, I don't use aluminum. There's so many other options. I don't know why you would even want to use that. I mean, I know people say, oh, it doesn't work. It makes me smell.
That's the hard part.
It is.
Just being
You know
real
what?
in
Yeah.
midlife, when your body and your hormones are going through the roller coaster, that's a
Yeah.
big issue.
It is a big issue, and I get it. And I mean, I understand. I do hot yoga. I go in these rooms and I'm like, holy hell, what is but
Girlfriend, yes.
um there are so many good ones. And I mean, I sell some really great ones on Beautyology that I love, and Chris's Blends is a brand that has no aluminum in them, and people are always coming to the site and buying them. You can find them at, I think, some Whole Foods actually, or I don't know, Sprouts, but that's a great line. Tiara and Lava is another brand that's a clean deodorant brand that does well on my site. And the reason I love this one so much too, I mean, they smell really great. They're made with these Mayan ingredients because it comes from Guatemala. They have these little packets that come with the deodorant, and I've never seen this anywhere else. It's called an armpit detox. So it's like a little face mask for your armpits. And because the brand is based in Guatemala and Antigua, where the soil is really rich and there's a lot of amazing minerals in the soil where they grow their all of their ingredients. It's like a little mask, and you just mix it with water, and just like you would do a face mask on your face, like as a detox, kind of like to, if you wanted to, like, you know, for acne or something like that, it kind of a detox, and it extracts. It's kind of like the same idea, but for your armpits. And it actually helps with that stinky face. So like, let's say you can't get out, you want to get rid of deodorants with aluminum, but you're scared. This kind of is like a great option because it will help you with that, you know, getting some of that detoxing.
That bacteria that's really.
Yeah, because, you know, it clogs you have so many lymph nodes in your armpits and your breasts, and they can get clogged, and there's a lot of, you know, it's not healthy. So I think that, you know, I always say try just starting with a deodorant, and then think about, like, you know, like you said, your skin is your largest organ. So products that you use in large areas like body creams, or, you know, those kinds of things. Make sure that you're using things that are clean, that don't have all these crappy ingredients. Sunscreen is a huge thing. And, you know, and there's still so much debate back and forth with sunscreen, but this is the easiest thing to remember. Use a mineral-based sunscreen. That's it. Zinc and titanium dioxide, and you'll be fine. But like, there's so many sunscreens out there that have avobenzone and all these other chemical-based ingredients, and they're not good. They're not good for your body, your health, and they're also not good. Like, there's a lot of ingredients that are causing coral reef damage in the world and all that stuff.
You can't even use them when you go on, you know, place on vacation. No sunscreen here. I mean, that should be
that's what that's all about.
Hello.
It really is.
Right.
So,
you know, Carrie Grand Cosmetics, Carrie makes a beautiful sunscreen. So.
Oh, I know that brand. Awesome. Yeah. So like these types of products, sunscreen, body lotion, body oil, you know, use your oils. There's nothing in it, you'll be fine. You know, that kind of a thing. So
really smart. Really smart. I love that. And I love that you mentioned deodorant, because we can forget about that sometimes and just use the same old products that we've used, or switch to different things, you know, trying to handle the menopausal odor. Let's see. Lulu says, I scan everything I put on my body. Smart.
Awesome. Good. That's you should.
Really smart, you know, and it's just one more step of the everyday self-care that we forget about. So we talk a lot, of course, we talk a lot about what we eat, and, you know, putting the right things in our body, and lifting weights, and, you know, drinking water, like all that stuff. And then we slather on our largest organs, talk all kinds of toxins.
I know,
then we put them under our armpits.
We don't think, exactly. I know, it's crazy. We don't know because we don't know, but we have all of the tools available to us. There's so much information out there. We just have to do our due diligence and be our own advocates, and not let anyone else think for ourselves. We need to do it for, you know, like, we have to take charge and do it.
That's right. Be our own advocate. Let's see. Lulu said, I stopped using all toxic chemicals after going through a terrible menopause. Exactly. I mean, these are all the things we can do to help ourselves. And it's our time, maybe, you know, like you and I, kids up and out the door. Before, we would just grab the cheap thing or whatever was available when we shopped. But now, you know, many of us have more time to care for ourselves, and all these little things add up. So go stop by Beautyology, IE, at the end, .com, and see what Robin has there. Check out the beautiful skincare, deodorant, all the good things. And of
Yeah, there's
course,
everything. There's hair products, there's face product. You know, I have some
yeah,
awesome
a
clean makeup
lot of
brands
things.
that
A lot.
I know I do.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's some beautiful makeup brands that I love, and
Yeah.
you know, they're all clean, and you know, a lot of the products that I also, you know, everything is cruelty free. I know that's one thing that you mentioned in the beginning, but everything is cruelty free. A lot of products are, you know, either some of the brands actually are big on you know, plastic free, you know, sustainably made packaging,
Packaging.
all of that,
So
you know, all of that stuff.
many
So
good
it's
things.
important. There's so many things, right?
So many things, but you know,
There's
just
so
one at a
much out
time.
there. You just got to know,
Yeah.
you know, knowledge is power, and you know, it's like so easy once you figure
Take
it out.
take the time for ourselves, right? Lori, I just want to answer you about your question. What's the best HRT for breast cancer survivor? Please go follow Dr. Corinne Menn, Menn. She is sort of the go-to doc here on IG about all things related to menopause, HRT, and cancer. She is a cancer survivor herself, and you're going to find all the information that you need there. So, all right, everybody, hop over to Beautyology. Go get your Woo World of Oil. I was going to
Yes.
say oil of
I
the
made
world.
you guys a code
Oh, you
too
did?
for anybody
What
who
is
wants
it?
to. Woo Meno 20.
Oh,
WOO Meno. Like Woo Meno. Okay.
woo,
So Woo
Meno.
Meno.
I'm,
WOOMENO 20.
okay.
Right? And it's 20% off on all of the Woo
Oh,
products. Yeah.
awesome. And you know what? I would love it. Let's do a giveaway thing. We can
Yeah.
give away bars and oil.
Oh, I love it.
I mean,
I know. And
because
we all have the same colors. Did you
I
realize, like,
know that's what
I'm looking
I
at your
mean.
boxes and I'm
Right.
like,
Like, no.
we match.
Let me grab the blueberry. Oh no,
We
that's
did. Look at this.
look at all
It's
these things. They
all
all
like,
match.
I know. It's so funny.
Cute. Okay, that's on. So hang out. At some point, we're gonna have a giveaway, and you can get bars and Woo
Oil.
oil. So
Oh,
it's
yum.
gonna be fantastic. But Robin, thank you for being here and
Thank you.
sharing
Thank you
all
for
of your
having me. This
goodness,
was so cool. I'm so
your
honored to be
passion.
on. Thank you.
I know
Good
you're
to
like,
see you.
oh, I'm coming on. I'm like, yes, you're coming on because I
I
love what
know.
you're
You're like,
doing.
you're going to come on. I'm like, oh, I am? What? Okay.
You are, because in addition to being a product creator, you know, you are a woman with a mission. You really care about having products created that are safe and clean, and also caring for the people who are making them. And that matters a lot, a lot, a lot. So
Thank you
thank you.
so much. It
Thank
was so
you.
good to see your
Oh, you
face.
too.
Thank you again.
Happy
And
holidays.
awesome. Yes, same
And
to
stay
you.
tuned for a fun giveaway with
Okay.
MenoWell
All
and
right.
Woo
Woo!
Oil. Oh,
All
and the
right, girl. Talk to you.
promo code again is
Woo
WOO
Meno 20.
Meno20 at Beautyology, IE at
Dot
the end,
com. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
.com. Don't forget to follow Robin too at
Yes.
Beautyology.
Yes. Thank you guys. All right. See
Be
you.
well.
Thank
Okay.
you, you too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.